everybody. Welcome back. You're still tuned into the Lowdown. Now, my next guest is a certified real estate mogul. I can't wait for him to impart his knowledge upon you guys. So help me welcome Mr. Emmitt Combs.
Yes.
There he is.
My man.
Come on. I see you, sir. What's going on, man? Please join me. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Look at this.
Yeah. Hey. Good job, sir. Good job.
Bro, I'm going to tell you this right now, man. There's only
Talk to
two
me.
people in America that are named Combs and they moguls. Puff Daddy and Emmitt. Come on now, man. Come on.
There we go. And they all connected to checks. Let's go.
Bro, I love it.
Let's go.
I'm not bad at it, man. Now, I say mogul for a reason, man, because you have built an empire. I want to say that. I want to tell people that, man. And you've done it under a black-owned business. We salute and we celebrate black excellence here. So hey, once again,
Thank you. Thank you.
now, I want to go back to the beginning because I was surprised to find out that you didn't do real estate your entire life. You actually had a different path in the beginning. You did something
Yes.
different. Tell me a little bit about that,
So in the beginning, I started out in the oil field.
which I did not have
Yes.
no idea. Okay.
Yes, I spent 5 years in the oil field. If you, I would say that, you know, under crazy conditions, living conditions, working environments, you know, in the swamps, out in the snow. My first job was in Colorado. It was the worst winter storm they'd ever seen.
Oh my God.
So to paint the picture for you, so we, it was me, myself, my brother,
Okay.
who's on the brokers now. I had a friend from Atlanta. So we all three of us was from Atlanta. They
In
dropped us-
Colorado during the winter.
in Colorado during the winter. So the first job, they dropped us off out of a helicopter. My first time riding a helicopter.
Wait, hold up, back the truck up. Okay, you said, Emmitt, you said they dropped you out the helicopter?
They didn't drop. They landed. We flew the
all right.
helicopter to the field.
Okay.
We flew the helicopter. So this is my first time flying in a helicopter.
That'd be mine too. Okay.
So we get out to the field. You know, you're looking around at the environment. It's all white.
Yeah.
So it's a snowstorm.
Yeah.
It's all white. So they land the helicopter, you know, and if you know anything about the helicopter, they keep the propellers running.
Yes.
So it's sitting on top of the snow. So my first foot off the helicopter, you go down into the snow.
Yes. Bro, I would have been like, you know what? Let me get back on.
The snow is above our waist.
Are you
The
serious?
snow is above. So all you see when you drop this off is like a little yellow bag. That was the bag full of equipment for the oil company, right?
Okay.
And so it had a little red cone on top. So you thinking, you know, okay, but you don't realize how big the bag is
Yes.
and how deep the snow is.
And you just went right into it.
Oh man, he went right into it.
And you stayed for 5 years?
Well, my friend who came with us, he quit before the helicopter. Call him back. I quit. I was like, hold up. I paid for you to get out here. You got to work to pay me back.
Amen.
I was like, hold up.
Bro, I might have to owe you.
Oh, man. And that's what he says. Somebody had to owe you. I gotta go.
And people don't realize the conditions working under that are crazy.
So let me paint a bigger picture for you. So as crazy as those conditions sound, if you call off one day, you're fired. If you show up late, you're fired. If you don't come back to work on time, you're fired. So all these conditions, you got to go to work no matter what.
Sick, something happened in your family, it don't matter. You just got to keep going to work.
You got to go to work.
Wow, and you did that for 5 years.
I did that for 5 years.
Now, I got to ask, what made you switch it up and go into real estate, though?
So, you know, when you're out in those type of environments, conditions, you know, it make you really think about your life.
Amen.
It make you really think about your life and where you see yourself in the next 5 to 10. So, you know, they always tell you in business, you know, you do your 3, 5, 10 year, vision plan.
Yeah.
And I can see in 5 years, I was like, you know, at the time I was 21. I was young. I said in 5 years, I got to be out of here.
You have to.
I'm giving myself 5 years. And at that time, I didn't realize what I was really putting together. But I really was doing was understand shelf life.
Okay.
So in business, everybody has a shelf life.
Important.
Very important. At 5 years, and this is no matter what industry you're in 5 years, your shelf life expired. And so watch this. If within those 5 years, if you don't get a promotion, if you don't move or get a raise, in 5 years, then you've expired. And every time you get a new promotion, then it resets the clock. You got 5 more years. And so if you go a 5 year term, you don't get a promotion, just know that they're trying to find a way to get rid of you. That's corporate at its
Bruh,
finest.
you just it takes certain people a lifetime and 4 years of college to just learn what you just said in 2 minutes.
Listen, in the oil field, you sit and you start to analyze. It's almost like you probably be on mushrooms, but you're in real life.
Gotcha.
It's like you're thinking about stuff you probably never thought you thought about. You would think about, but it's a perfect setting when you're coming from a city like myself. I came from out on College Park. I'm from College Park, Georgia.
All right.
So coming from that crazy environment,
Yes.
and being able to go into an isolated place where there are people way more crazy than I was, and it make you get straight real quick.
Gotcha.
And you have to make a decision. Which life you really want to live? Do you want to live the life you started out going, or do you want to correct yourself? And you have now the time. You have nothing but time, right? And you have the space to become who you want to become. It's all about sacrificing and taking the free time that you have, because after work, you got a lot of free time. You work a lot, but during this time, you're in the middle of nowhere, so there's nothing you can really do after work.
Nope.
So you got a lot of free time. So I read a lot of books, I did a lot of self-study, and that's what helped me transition out of the oil field into accounting.
Gotcha. So you went to accounting after the oil field.
After the oil field
But
into
you stayed there for a minute. But what
Yes.
ultimately led you to do what you do now? Because you are very successful at what you do now.
Thank you. You know what? What keeps me going is having photos and pictures of me being in the swamps.
Come on.
Carrying those cables.
Come on. Yes.
I have that in my vision board books, and I open up. That's one of the first pictures I see, and it reminds me that every single day I had to get up and I had to go to work, no matter how I felt, no matter what was going on.
That's right.
And so even on rain out days, we had to go out to the field and just sit and stand by and wait and pray for a opening that we can get out and work.
Gotcha.
And the standby time was, I think it was 4 hours. You had to go out to the field at least for 4 hours before they called a day, and standing by waiting for the weather to break. And so even in those times where you had rain out weather days, you would still go out and stand by. You would look for an opportunity to get the job done. And so when I think about those days and I open up my vision board book and I see that picture of me in that swamp, I realize there is no terrain too rough. There is no mountain too high. There was nothing that really, if I did this for this other company, doggone it, I better not make not one excuse doing it for myself.
Come on. Yes. Come on, man. Now, fast forward to where you are now, my friend. How many employees you have under you now?
We have 101.
101 people
101.
under you working for you.
Yes.
And you're trying to teach them the things that got you to where you are right now.
Absolutely.
You want to empower people.
Absolutely.
And that is so important in our community, and that's one way for you to actually give back. I mean, you handle big deals, my
Yes.
friend. Like, we
Yes,
talking $1 million deals, man.
Yes, sir.
And I've seen some of the stuff they've done and wrote about you, and to see you prosper like this, man. If I was a young person right now looking at you and I wanted to get in the same game that you are, what's the one thing that they have to remember if they want to do it?
Pick your lane.
Okay.
Fast.
Okay.
And own it. Get used to being bored. Because
Really? Explain that.
in specializing in what you really want to become in this industry, in any industry, it's going to get boring doing the same thing over and over and over. So
Gotcha.
I call it digging deep. So in the midst of you being bored, you learn how to dig deeper. You learn how to go beneath the surface and learn how to elevate in the midst of all the crowds. Because if you don't create your own lane, what you do is you're in a traffic jam.
Gotcha.
And so what most real estate agents do when they get in this business, they go into the lanes that they see everybody else in. And what they're doing is just getting into traffic. You know how it is. You get an I-4 traffic.
Yes. It stops. Can't
Stops.
move.
It stops.
Gotcha.
So unless you can create an HOV lane or express lane, then you will stay in that traffic. So it's about
You create that Emmitt Combs lane.
absolutely you create your own lane.
There you go.
And
Now, I find it interesting because your business is very successful, and you also do it with a special partner.
My wife.
Your wife. Come on, man.
My wife background, she came from corporate America as well.
Okay.
And that whole shelf life, what I gave you, I had to give her that speech.
Really?
Because she was deep in the whole corporate veil. She was working for Miller Coors, a big company. She was over the whole southeast region. And after we had our second child, before she came back off maternity leave, they gave her the North New York, which was the whole East Coast at this point.
That's the whole, yeah.
So it was 3 people covering New York, that region of New York, when she went on maternity leave. When she came back, they wanted to give her that with no extra pay.
Nah, okay, that's not real advancement.
No,
that's
that's
people
not-
taking advantage of you.
And so what I mentioned to her is, this is your 5 years. If they don't give you a promotion, and that's not a promotion.
No, it's not.
That's not a promotion.
That's not.
That's putting her in a position to fail.
Yes.
And so I said, okay, in 5 years, you're coming up on your 5 years. If you don't get the promotion, then it's time to leave.
That's right.
It's time to leave. So,
And that's hard for a lot of us to do.
oh, it was hard. It was
Yes.
hard. You know, she was very good at what she did. She had been, been with the company for 5 years. A very well-known company, and they treated her well. But, it came to the point where I told her, you can continue to move forward and grow in this company, but it does nothing for our family.
No.
What I'm building, what we're building here is going to be more beneficial for our family for years to come, especially for our kids. And so after having that speech with her, I was able to convince her to have a tough phone call with her boss. And this tough phone call was...
Those are hard, man. Come on.
It wasn't a I quit phone call. No. It was, I'm not stepping foot in New York until y'all pay me to be in New York phone call.
There you go.
And I forced her to make that phone call, which forced them to fire her, which forced me to be able to hire her.
Yes, but look at y'all now.
And so, so we came on board. She came on board, and I knew this is what the company needed anyways because of her expertise in the corporate world, her background in business. Like, she came and brought the perfect touch. And once she came on board, I would say maybe a good 12 to 16 months after her joining, everything started to take off.
Look at that, man. And y'all been successful for years now, man. I'm happy for you. That is not easy working with your wife.
It ain't easy working. Look, it's not easy working without her.
Okay.
For me,
Wow.
it wasn't easy working without her because
Gotcha.
me building, and you got to understand, when you're building a business, independent, black-owned business, when you're building this business, you got to build with people you trust. And so, and it's hard to find people who you can pour into and you can turn your back and they won't stab you in your back when you turn.
That is so hard.
And so that's the hardest part. So for me to be able to pour into people and see how many people turned on me after I poured into them, it was like God finally answered my prayers when she decided to come on board, because that's what I needed, somebody I knew I can pour into, and they would have my back when I had to turn my back.
I love it. I love it, man. And the fact that you've empowered not just your wife, man, but so many people under you. Like, you guys recently moved, and you grew. You're now in Atlanta as well.
Yes.
Come on, man. That's
Back in my
amazing.
hometown.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You
Back
been
in my
home.
hometown. We made it.
No
We
more
made
snow.
it. No more snow. Not yet. Not yet. No more
Not yet.
snow.
Yeah,
Not yet.
we building.
building.
There you go. I want everybody watching this to understand that you serve as a testament that we can do it.
Absolutely.
You came from working those harsh conditions, and it wasn't fair, it wasn't right, but you didn't stop and say, I give up, I'm just going to do it because that's what status quo is. No, you kept building, you kept fighting, you kept working, and look where you're at now. I want people to see that, yes, we can do this, man.
We can.
I want them to support you. I want them to actually follow you. So can you tell them your social media real quick?
6 years, 6 figures. 6 year without the S, 6 figures with the S.
And got a couple followers on there. I saw over 100,000, Mike.
Doing good.
Come on,
Doing good.
100,000.
Doing good.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you.
brother, do not stop what you're doing, of course, man. Thank you for being on our show today, and I hope people reach out to you, because I know you're doing good things for people when they do want to buy something, bro. That's right.
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to buy something one day from you. That's right.
Let's go. Look, look, dig down in that bag. Look, we take cash. We
you
take
take
cash. We take cash.
Hey, Mike, can I borrow?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, there you go.
Not.
All right.
Absolutely not.
All right. Thank you so much for being here, man. I've had a great time today. On behalf of myself, James John, my wonderful guest, Emmitt Combs, and as always, tight Mike Randolph. Thank y'all for being here. We're going to see y'all tomorrow, man. Stay here, bro. You good. Hey, that was fun. Oh, me?
Yes. All for you. All for you.
Oh, thank y'all so much. Mike, they love us.
They are prepaid.
They,
sir.
all right, nice.
There you go. Yeah.
I will pay you back.
Sure.
Never. But
All
thank
right.
you.